So let's also break down some more of this. Page Pate joins me. Page, good to see you, legal analyst and also a constitutional attorney. You heard Stephen there talking about the legal implications of this, but I really want to talk about Paul Manafort. Okay. How key is he here? And how much do you think we're going to get in terms of what the lies were?
Well, as far as being key, he is a material player in this entire investigation. He was very close to the president. He was a key part of the campaign. He stayed on at least part of the way dealing with the transition. He knows all the key players, and he knows folks on the Russian side. So I think depending upon what the special counsel has learned during the course of the investigation, what they tell the judge today could be critical not just to Paul Manafort, but to Donald Trump.
So what are they going to do? They're going to explain why the plea deal is off the table.
Right, and this is very different than what we saw with Michael Flynn.
Okay.
In Michael Flynn's case, the prosecutor was just telling the judge that he's provided substantial assistance. And the reason you do that as a prosecutor is because that then allows the judge to give him credit against his sentence for that cooperation. In Flynn's case, maybe he doesn't serve any time at all. In Paul Manafort's case, what the prosecutor has to do is lay out why he lied. And there's no way to do that without putting in details that the special counsel has learned during his own independent investigation.
And the fact is they got to also then back up why they know he lied.
Exactly.
So that the corroborating evidence might be also pretty
Exactly. This is what he said. We know it's not true because we've determined this. And I think they're going to have to back it up in this pleading. That's why I think this pleading, the Manafort pleading, is going to be a lot more detailed than what we saw with Flynn.
But we've spoken about this before. Manafort thinks he's going to get a pardon. Is that, do you think so? Did he think he was going to get a pardon all along? Do you think he went into this thinking, hey, I'm not really going to give them all?
I think so. I think the financial crimes that he committed, the bank fraud, the tax fraud, those were clear. And anyone in his position who didn't think they were going to get a pardon would have worked towards a plea agreement. But he went to trial, and he knew he was going to trial because he thought at the end of the day, I'm going to get a pardon from Donald Trump. And everything that Trump has said about Manafort since the beginning has been consistent with that belief. And I think supported his opinion he's going to get a pardon.
Let's talk about Michael Coen. Two separate filings.
Yeah.
What does that mean? And again, are we going to see anything? Are we going to see these big redacted pieces of paper with not much on them like we saw with Flynn?
Right. Cohen's pleading, again, is more like Flynn than Manafort because this is a sentencing submission. This is the prosecutor saying, Mr. Coen helped us, and this is in general terms what he helped us with. Maybe 2 investigations, maybe more, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of details because, well, really 2 reasons. One, those investigations may be ongoing, and the special counsel's office, the prosecutors in the Southern District of New York, they don't want to lay it all out on the table at this point. The other reason is, and this is very real in a lot of cases, you don't want to expose your cooperator. You don't want to let people know what Michael Coen has told you because it could put him in danger, his family in danger. So I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of detail in that pleading.
So as you look at all of this, there are a lot of loose ends to a little bit of information we've been getting. Right. Shoes are dropping.
Sure.
How much of this investigation do we have a sense of? And do you think it's going to end soon, particularly with this new AG that's coming in?
I think it is going to end soon. I think all of the messages that we've seen and what's been reported about the special counsel reaching out to defense lawyers saying they're tying up loose ends. We're going to now see public filings containing details of the investigation. So I think we're getting close. And then it's going to fall to Bob Mueller. What do you do now? Do you issue your report publicly? I mean, the regulations say it's got to go to whoever's supervising him. Was Rosenstein as a deputy attorney general. It may now be William Barr, who's just been nominated. Of course, he's got to be confirmed first. But that report's got to get sent to somebody, either Department of Justice, Congress, or the public.
And then there's the political decision made by Congress. Just one last thing, the tweets today coming from President Trump. A lot of analysts say they looked like they were panicky kind of tweets. Either way, there is some information buried in all of that. And 87 pages is the key number there. What do we know about how they're preparing for this?
Well, we know there's going to be a response. Apparently, if you believe the tweet, a lengthy response from the White House, from Trump's lawyers. So I think they have a general idea of what's coming. They've been talking to the special counsel's office all during this process. They've filled out written questions. They've submitted them. I think right now there may be a question, do we need more written questions? Do we still need that in-person interview with the president? I think that's the last piece of the puzzle here.
Okay, Page Pate, always good for you to unpack things for us. Happy Friday. Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Appreciate it.